Hey guys, Zach Style here. Coming at you with a interesting deck. It's Geargia Machina. However, and don't worry, I'm not just playing meta. It's with magical hats. You can see it right there. I'm using magical hats in the Geargia Machina deck to bring out with magical two gear towns, and then when the gear towns go to the graveyard, they activate simultaneously and special summon two ancient Gatatron Gear Dragon, or wherever that Gear Town's dragon card is, and gives out two 3,000 beaters instantly. And it also has the chance of protecting your card. So you'll get to see that in effect either this duel, or actually I think both duels. And it's a pretty damn good deck, and I like it because it runs a really good engine with Geargias and the Machina. It's also not completely just standard meta because I am running the magical hat, so I'm not just copying anybody's build or anything like that. And not only that, but the ancient Gear Gagatrons, the problem with a lot of that in Gear Town is that they are kind of a dead draw in your hand. But with Machina Fortress, you can just use the Gagatron, special summon Machina Fortress, and you're good to go. Don't have to worry about it. So it's really cool, and can go into level 8 exceeds really easily. I think in this video, actually, I accidentally forgot to add in my level 8 exceed to here, because this is when I first built it, and I was really sad. But here you go. So you activate magical hats when he enters battle phase. Now, Dueling Network's not quite advanced enough to do this because when I set it, it sets right to the field spell, and I can't set both of them. So I just let him, give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he picked the right card, and then, whatever. He understood. So then at the end phase, I get both of them go to the grave, and I get Gear 10 effects. And since it's a simultaneous effect, they both special summon. Just because it says you can, it doesn't matter. It simultaneously activates, so they both get their you can thing, which is really cool. The other thing about Ancient Gatatron too is that when he attacks, they can activate things like Magical Cylinder, Deprison, Mirror Force, anything like that. So if they can't negate them when they're out, it's pretty fucking good. And with limited removal, it's ridiculous too. Here's my misplay here. So you use limited removal, will make them really beefy. And so they're 6,000 right now, and I could attack with them and whatever. And then you XYZ with them. He had Battle Fader or a game. And then you XYZ with them, but I forgot to add it in. So I was like, God damn it. But, whatever. But yeah, it's a really interesting deck. I really like it a lot. It's competitive. I mean, the magical hats thing really can protect your Geargia armor. It has a dual use because of that fact. It helps protect that. It helps get your double just OTK out with Ancient Gear Gatatron. Gets you level 8s. It's a good card in general. And with the Machina mainframe there, it's ridiculous. So I hope you guys like it and try it out. I think it's a really cool build. And the person, I want to give a shout out to Tristan with, instead of an I, his name is a exclamation point, because he's the one. I was playing another deck, which I'll show you guys soon. That's a really cool deck too. And I was playing around with it, and he told me about the Magical Hats Gear Town thing. And I've heard of that before, and I was actually looking at Magical Hats today for my other deck. I'll just tell you right now, the other deck I'm building is a Trap Monster deck. And it's actually pretty good. So I'll show you guys that later this week when I've perfected it a little bit better. But anyways, he told me about that, and I was looking at magical hats and whatever, but I just never thought to do it. And finally, he was like, he told me, and I was like, yeah, hell, that'd be really cool if I could make it. And then I just was like, wait a minute, like Machina and Ancient Gear. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do Machina, why not do Gear Frame or Geargias? And then I was just like, holy crap, this would actually be a decent deck. And it is. It's not, I don't know, I'd say it's about tier 2, and it's not quite as consistent as just your regular Geargia Machina, but it can explode more than your regular Geargia Machina, so you take that for what it is. And I really like it. Part of me really wants to build it, but I think I'm going to stick with Worms for a while at the very least. Maybe my teammate will build it. But it's really cool, just using that old Machina card or whatever. And, what else? Oh yeah, I'm making a Trap Monster deck due to one of my other subscribers. They told me in a comment in my last video about it, and I've always been interested in it. To be quite honest, I mostly forgot about it, and I was like, oh hell, you know what? Whatever, I'll try it. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not as good as this deck because this deck runs Geargias, and which is the current meta. But it definitely stands a chance of doing decently well. It runs. Oh, I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's a cool deck, and it's slightly competitive, and it could be running locals for sure and top a few times, I think. But anyway, guys, what else to talk about? I already pre-recorded these duels, so I'm just trying to figure. figure out things to talk about. Oh, yeah, you guys, a few of you said about the intro, but I think only one or two of you said yes, and the rest of you didn't even respond or said no or whatever. You know, if you want me to do one, I will. I don't know this last video, but I really don't mind doing one. It's more of the fact that if it's not necessary, it's not necessary. Oh gosh, so I have to stop here. This game was funny. Like I completely, it was bad. How awesome this was. So I got the magical hats, got the armor. That's what's great. Magical hats and armor is wonderful because you can protect it. So he enters battle phase, and it's just like magical hats. And they tell him how Dueling Network's not advanced enough, so can he plays. And I don't think he got it for a minute. I think he had to read the card or whatever because he took a while to do it. But yeah, and then he started, and eventually he decided to attack or to stop. Any day now. There you go. No, I don't know. I mean, like I told him he could attack the monster if he wanted. I really don't know why he would. I actually just didn't know what he was playing. And I was just waiting now for him to end his turn so I could take the two back. Because what I did there, I just pretend like those are my gear towns because Dueling Network won't let me do it. And so, yeah, I think he understood that though. And then you get out to Ancient Geargia. And it's so simple. Like you draw the magical hats and it's an instant, literally an instant, two Ancient Geargia anytime. I mean, it's retarded. Like, and the fact that you can go to level 8 XYZs, even better once those come out, and they're just good by themselves. Especially a couple of limit removal. It's an OTK. But yeah, I forgot to put it in full screen. I don't know why. So you have to see all my shit below. But so yeah, guys, I'm glad you're watching. I really don't know what else to talk about. I just wanted to tell you guys about the Geargia, tell you about the trap deck, and that was pretty much it. If you guys have any other suggestions for decks, let me know. I mean, the last two, this one and the Magical Hats one, was due to my subscribers telling me stuff. So you guys have any cool suggestions or cool decks or fun decks, or even you want a deck that's going to be competitive and you want to be competitive for locals or YCS or whatever, let me know and I'll make it. Now, keep in mind when I say this, like, I don't mean give me like, oh, make a Cloudian deck competitive for YCS, because in my opinion, it's not going to happen. But, a decent deck can definitely do it. But yeah, XYZ did it, and it was GG. So yeah, guys, this is X Tyler signing out. Thank you for watching. I think like, subscribe, give comments, suggestions, deck ideas, ways to make this deck better. And if you give me about 20 likes, I will put up no, we'll go 10, whatever. 10 likes, and I'll put up the deck profile. So yeah, thanks, guys, and I'll catch you later, YouTube.